What up, what up? This is going to be my Destiny 2 review video for the beta since it came out on last Tuesday. And to jump right into it, I'm going to start off with showing you guys a clip of me failing as my Arc Strider. Hunter, don't worry though, I will get my revenge in the clip that plays after. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into the guns and everything I prefer.
Zone C captured. You have zone advantage.
Oh,
Zone B secure. You have zone advantage. Double kill. Hold down. Victory imminent. That shut them down.
Alright, now to jump into the Arc Strider, which is probably going to be my main class with Destiny 2, honestly. I'm really liking it. So I use the arc bow grenade. I like the chain lightning. I like the scan and I like how it just hits them when I need them to. Triple jump is also what I use. I like to be able to either juke my opponents out or just maintain that air. And marksman's dodge. Now don't get me wrong, the gambler's dodge is cool. And it's like the shade step and everything, but I prefer the marksman's dodge for the reload ability. Now jumping into my primary, I use the escape lock, more or less, in the beta because of the damage that it does, especially when you hit those headshots. And I always usually tier my weapons, depending on what it is, towards stability. I like having my weapons stable. I don't like the recoil too much, especially when it makes my reticle bounce all around the screen. It's not my thing. Now going down to my energy weapons. The Nergal is the one that I prefer out of all of them that I was able to test in the beta. Again, I'm tuning it for stability, but it's just an amazing gun. It's an amazing gun and it fires in auto. So you just hold that trigger down, have that good aim, and you're pretty much good. The last thing that we'll touch on, which is probably something that you've already seen, is going to be the power weapon, which is the main ingredient, the fusion rifle. It's just strong. I'm not even going to go into the details because I'm pretty sure you've already seen what it has to offer. The impact is great, the range is amazing, and it's just an all-around great fusion rifle. I can see why it's in the power category. Alright,
Capture and
so
defend, Guardian.
to touch on some of the other things that I've noticed and seen in the beta, how it differentiates from the first game, in my opinion, is basically the strike. Now, I don't want to talk too bad about everything that I've come across, but the strike has improved in specific aspects. I do like how there's a different mechanic. So it's not just the bullet sponge. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a bullet sponge, but there's something new to the bullet sponge. Him being able to change the way that he actually fights, and it doesn't have to be a raid boss, is something that I like. I do also like how, at least in this specific strike, the inverted spire that we got with the beta and that we're going to get in the full game, how he was able to move the floor and how we were able to go through the map. I feel like from every situation that we encountered, it was a little bit different. Now, we still had, of course, our go scanning things, we had our little jump portal teleporters and whatnot, but going through the actual strike, I felt like every area that I was in was a little bit different than the last. It didn't feel like I was just running through the same place the entire time. Jumping into PvP, because that's going to be mainly what I play. I like PvP. I'm a PvP person. I like fighting other people. I like teabagging other people. I'm that guy. Jumping into that, I do like how they changed it to the 4v4. Now it's a little bit different from the standard 6 versus 6 team modes, which you see in a lot of games. A lot of first-person shooters anyway. But having the 4v4, it's just the smaller team aspect, in my opinion, makes it so it's not always too hectic. Now, don't get me wrong, I would still like to have a 6v6 playlist in the game, but I would like to have that as an option, not always as something that I would have to play. I feel like the 4x4 is a little more coordinated. You can choose your routes. You can play more effectively that way, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that that's what they had in mind. That's what you're doing. Nothing like that. Now, some of the things that I don't like, especially with the Warlock, which I'm playing as of right now, is going to be the Rift. Now, I like the Rift. I like the ability. It is definitely cool, and I like being able to heal myself or my teammates that are by me that I see that are hurt. The thing I don't like is when I'm trying to run away, either because I'm injured or because I'm trying to slide around a corner, or just the mobility that I want to have besides my blink. When I'm using that slide, or I'm about to slide coming out of the air, and my Rift is activated or it's full, I put it down. I don't like that. There's been many times that I've run away in the beta for multiple different reasons, and I try to slide around a corner, and I end up putting my Rift down, which either kills me because I'm being pursued by multiple enemies, or it's just me wasting my ability trying to slide around a corner. I'm not too sure how they would go about that, how Bungie would go about fixing that, because I'm not saying that it really needs to be fixed. It could just be I need to get used to hitting the slide as soon as I hit the ground instead of trying to do it before I hit the ground. But that is one thing that I have noticed. The other thing is when it comes to the Nova Bomb for the Warlock. I am not a big fan of the change. Honestly, I don't like it. Now, it's cool. It's cool. It is. And I've seen a couple of videos with it being tracked or tracking the enemy. It's awesome. It looks cool. But that's not what I want. And I like the year one. I like the year one. I want to be able to throw it and make it go where I want it to go. I don't want it to not track and end up hitting a wall, because it's happened many times. I've used my ability, my Nova Bomb, and it doesn't track. It just hits the wall. And it goes so slow. It goes so slow. So the enemies have an escape chance, which is not really what I want. When it comes to the Titan Striker, if they're by you, there's not much you can do to escape that fist of habit. If it's a golden gun, there's not much you can do to escape that bullet unless they just have bad aim, or you're really lucky and happen to be next to cover. The Nova Bomb, people can get away from it now. And it's not a bad thing that they can avoid it, it's more or less a bad thing that there's so much time to avoid it. So in my opinion, honestly, I prefer the year one. The year one Nova Bomb. A lot better. I don't like this new one, but you're able to use it, so can't be too bad. You can use it properly and still get all the kills that you did in the first Destiny. Now, going forward from there, the other thing that I don't really like, I guess you could say, would be the HUD, the map. Now, I'm not too sure if this was changed in Destiny 1, because I honestly stopped playing for the last, I'd say maybe a year, because it was just a little bit to me. I got on a little bit, but I didn't really jump into PvP that much anymore. But it's the HUD, the map. I don't really like how it takes, it feels like it's 10 seconds for it to come back after you zoom out or pull out of your sights. I mean, that's just an exaggeration, of course. It's probably like a second, if that, but it just feels so long. And then situations where I'm around the enemy, and there's these 2 or 3 of them, I don't feel like it comes back fast enough. Can't complain too much about it. I just need to manage it better. But that is also something else that I did notice that I didn't really like, because I don't feel like it was like that before in the first Destiny. At least not when I did play most of the time, and did PvP most of the time. Now, touching on general gameplay, of course, I prefer the game mode control. I like control. I like to be able to run around and get multiple kills. That's just how I like to play. But competitive is also fun, and it can be amazing when you're facing a good team and you also have a good team. Now, I'm definitely going to be into the competitive as well when the game does come out and when that game mode is released. But I need to make sure that, of course, I have proper teammates. And I always like playing against people that are good, especially the snipers, because they irritate me and it just makes me want to be a better sniper, which I didn't really touch on too much in the
Zone
beta.
A lost.
I used it a little bit and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, and it could be that I was just missing. I mean, that's the honest truth. I was missing. Or, actually, there's no way. I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not even gonna say anything bad about the sniper or the
Zone
weapons.
A
They all
secure.
felt different to me, and they
Talent
all have their
Zone B
strengths,
lost.
but I wasn't using all of them effectively. The ones that I do use effectively
Zone
are the
C
ones that I play with on a
secure.
normal basis.
Zone advantage is yours.
I didn't practice with the sniper like I should have or I could have.
Zone A lost.
To basically, I guess, wrap everything up, just in a sum, is going to be with me just explaining how I prefer the classes. I like having mobility, but I also don't want to die too easy, which means when it comes to resiliency,
Zone A
Titan
captured.
usually
It's
has more
yours.
resilience, more armor,
You have zone
but I'm
advantage.
not good with the Titan. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I suck with a Titan. When it comes to playing as a Titan, even with the same weapons, I'm trash. I don't know why. I'm just bad. So, I play with Warlocks and I play with Hunters.
5
I'm
minutes.
gonna have a Titan when the game comes out. I did play with the Titan in the beta as well, but I did
Good.
bad, so it just
Show your
made me
enemy
not
what a
want to play
real
with them.
fight looks
That's
like.
what it is.
Zone B captured.
My main is going to be
Control.
the Hunter,
Good work.
primarily
Zone A
Archstrider,
lost.
pole dancing, because she's fun. She's fun. I'm gonna be switching between Hunter and Warlock. Warlock was my main for Destiny 1, so I'm gonna switch it up and do the Archstrider, the Hunter for Destiny 2. See how that works out, but don't get me wrong, I still love my Warlock, especially
Zone
the
B
Blink,
lost.
because they are the only ones that have it now. The Blade Dancer, Archstrider, Art class for the Hunter no longer has Blink,
Enemy wants
and
vengeance.
since the Warlock
Denied.
does, that makes it even more amazing. Because I think they were the class that initially had it, and then somehow the Hunters got a hold of it or found out how to use it in Destiny 1. I didn't really pay too much attention to the Grimoire, honestly. I played the game. But
Zone A captured. You
I
have
don't always like
advantage.
to die easy. I'm pretty sure nobody likes to die too easy. And the Hunters just squishy. Even though they have a really good ability set, they're squishy. But their enhanced agility makes it worth the while if you can master them or at least use their abilities effectively. Now going back to the dodges, the Gambler's Dodge, again, it reminds
Your
me of
enemy
the
can't
Shape Step
kill if
from
you're
Destiny
dead.
1 on the Night Stalker class, which I can't wait to see how they
Zone C
have that
lost.
third subclass in this game. And it's awesome.
Zone
I like
B
how it gives
captured.
you your
You
melee
have
back.
zone
It's
advantage.
just, I prefer to be able to reload my gun.
Good.
And when I'm in
Show your
a
enemy what a real
1v2
fight looks like.
or 1v3 or just a
Zone
1v1 with low
advantage
health
grows.
and
Stay
I
strong.
happen to run out of ammo, that second and a half, 2 seconds to reload is the time that I'll be dead. So, I prefer to
3
be able to
minutes
dodge,
remaining.
which not only throws off my
Keep it
opponent,
up,
but it
and
also reloads
victory
my
is yours.
gun immediately, and then continue the gunfight on my terms. That is why I prefer the
Zone C
top
captured. Zone
dodge.
A lost.
So,
Double down.
just to wrap everything up, I'm really liking the Destiny 2, and I know there's
Hunters
been
like
people
you
who
blaze a path for the
can
rest of
complain,
us.
and I mean, I complain about specific things as well. But
Didn't
overall,
expect
I'm liking
that.
the gunplay,
Get
I'm
ready.
liking the team shots,
Victory
I'm liking
is all
the
I
new
ask.
competitive
Good.
PvP, and I'm liking PvP in general. The strike is good, and I like the changes that they've brought. So I'm definitely going to be getting this. I already pre-ordered it. And hopefully I'll see you guys there too. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and we are going to end this with a nice clip. I hope you enjoy this.